Oh. Hey guys, I don't know if I'm on, if it's live. I don't know what the system is, but here we are. So, hi! I can't see myself, but you know, I don't know. Let's see. Trying to find us on Facebook. There we are. I can't see myself. There we go. I don't know. All right. I'm trying to hear me. And there we are. We're on, and I'm on, and I see everybody. I can see your comments now. Woo! So I have you on my computer screen in 2 places. I have you on my phone in another place. It's been a crazy morning. I don't like this technological crap. I was perfectly ready. I had everything set up, all my stuff, and then the computer didn't work. Isn't that nice? I love it. Anyway, let's delve right into this card. We're going to be using In the Pines, the Gnome for the Holidays, and Snowflake Wishes. If you're here, tell me hello. Also, don't forget today is a 15% off sale on a bunch of stamps. Check out my Facebook page and my blog for a list of those stamps. I will be having this, and it's only for today only, but I will try to put up another post to remind you that it's today only till midnight Mountain Time. So Mountain Time hits, it's gone, it's done, it's over. I've already placed my order. I ordered 3, ridiculously awesome because it was on my wish list, and the stone wall was on my wish list. It's a background stamp, and it's really pretty. So those were on my wish list, and well, I finally decided to get them when they went on sale. But anyhow, hi Sherry, how are you? Missed you last week. Mwah. Let me flip you over so we can go ahead and see what we're doing. Sorry for the inconvenience today. All right, this is what we're doing. Here's our hostess code if you decide to order this month. And if you do any of those stamps that are on sale, make sure you put the hostess code in here because I am doing giveaways this month. It's ribbon this month. I have 2 different kinds of ribbon, and I just pick one and throw it in a little happy box and send it out to you. I have 2 cards here. I started, this one was my first one, and I was like, okay, I'm going to tweak this, and I created this one, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to tweak it again today when we do it, but the inside of the card is what makes it kind of special, because I don't know, can you see the gnome? Has anybody seen the gnome here? Do you see it? Do you see it? Boop, there she is. Our little gnome here has the Christmas tree, and I don't really like her all that much, but I was trying to figure out a way to use her and make her really cute. So I did that. There's this one, and then there's this one, and this one, she opens up this way. So we're going to put these together, and I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful little peekaboo card. You don't have to use, I did some window sheet here. You don't have to do that. You can just leave it plain. But this way, if I needed to glue something down, I had something to put on it that you could still see through it. So I'll put these out of our way, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to be definitely needing our big shot today. When you do your stamps, I'll show you how to put them together. So you can just use a regular size 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of Whisper White to punch and cut all of your trees. So what we're going to need is we're going to need some balmy blue glimmer paper, and I've already cut out 2 of our snowflakes. And we're going to need some Snowflake Wishes DSP, which this is the back of it, and this is the side we're going to use. It's a pool party watermark, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to use a piece of Highland Heather, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to have just our card base. This is a thick Whisper White cardstock. I've got it 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. And then, of course, I've already colored our little gnome. I stamped her on just regular Whisper White and colored her in with my, bring her up close to you, colored her in with my Stampin' blends. The blends I used are Shaded Spruce, Petal Pink, a touch of Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, Bermuda Bay, and that was it. Oh, and then Cinnamon Cider for her hair, because I kind of wanted her to be an auburn kind of girl. And then we're going to need a regular 5.5 by 4.25 piece of Whisper White for our trees. And then I just have some scraps here left over for the snow that goes around. I have the vellum in case we decide to use the vellum, and cut that out for our sentiments. This is from Tasteful Textures. If I cut this out, this will be what I use for the sentiment. And then you're going to need 2 layering circles. These are from our layering circle dies. We're going to use these 2 to cut out our circles. And then I have a piece of window. This is just acetate. We use window cling with Stampin' Up, and you know that's great. So, okay, I'm seeing people's comments. I got 4 or 5 more people watching. Woohoo! I'm so glad you could join me. But this is a window cling piece. It's just a piece of acetate that I cut out, and it is in the largest circle that I cut that out. And we're also going to be using our blue backed gems, or blue adhesive backed gems. This was the snowflake that I cut out from our Snowflake Wishes. And that should be all. We're going to be using some of the sentiments from Snowflake Wishes and some of the snowflakes. The ink colors are Highland Heather, Shaded Spruce, and Balmy Blue. All right, first we're going to start off with getting our circles punched out. So what I'm going to do is layer them up. I'm not going to adhere them down, but I want to layer them up so that I know where all my circles are going to be. Now you're going to take your card base, because you've got to have a hole in it, and we're going to lay our pieces just on top of each other. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of adhesive so that they don't move on me, and they're going to punch out, so I won't have to worry about where they are. So let me find my adhesive. It's on the floor. Not that that's a good place for it, but I'm just going to put just a tiny little bit, as you can see there, just enough so that I can take it apart and take this off of there. Now, really, this piece you wouldn't have to worry about taking off. And I'm going to put this on just a little bit. Now, before you go and cutting your circles out, we're going to layer this right here in the middle. There we go. Now, before you cut your circles out, you're going to want to make sure that we're going to do in the littlest one. The big one is for the circle here, so that you have enough room to layer over it. So we're going to use the smaller of the 2 circles I picked, and you're going to want to figure out where your sentiment's going to be. Now, if you want your sentiment on your card up at the top, you're going to want to go further down to the center of the card. Now, this one, I put it further up, and so I ended up having to put my sentiment at the bottom. So that's what you're going to need to decide where you want it. I actually think I'm going to put it at the bottom again this time, and I'm going to have sentiment stamped on the snow itself. So I'm going to go a little further up, and I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'm going to take just a tiny bit of washi tape and pin it down so I know where it is. Now, yes, you're thinking, that's pretty thick. How are you going to get that through there? It will go through the Big Shot, I promise. Now, a lot of you are talking about the new Big Shot from Stampin' Up. Yes, it's out there. I have not bought it. I have 2 Big Shots, and I don't see the point in buying it right now. I'm just a realist, and I have a tiny she shed for crafting, and I live in a tiny house, so I don't really have the room for it. So we're just going to put this right through here, and it's going to be a little hard to pull through, but it does go through all 3 pieces, but you definitely need to go through twice. There we go. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I want to thank my IT guy because he got us all set up today. There we go. We've got it all cut through, and see, it didn't go through there. But because I have it stuck, okay, now remember, this is going to come off. I'm going to leave that right like that, but see, it's made an indentation, so I know where this is going to go. And I'm going to put it back through there because it did not quite make it all the way through. And I do have my magnetic plate on this so that it will go through. and it will hold it a little better for me. There we go. I heard it snap. So that's how I know it's done. There we go. Now I don't need this circle. You can save it to use it for something else. But there is our base. So we're going to have all of our pieces, and they leave this little edge on here, and that's okay. You won't notice it once you put all those trees on. Now you can go ahead and glue this. I put this in the middle of my two pieces just so I know where it is, and I don't lose it because it is clear, and I've had this thing of losing it several different times. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on that. I'm going to use this tape runner for this because I want to make sure it stays, and if I put the liquid glue, it will pop out, and I don't want it to pop out right now. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this all around, and I can put liquid glue on it later if I choose to. But I want to make sure I get my trees and stuff on there before I have to worry about all that. Here we go. And then I can take this and I can put glue on this as well now. So I hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy, no health issues. It's fall. I hope everybody's happy. As my daughter wrote yesterday, it's not just pumpkin season, it's wine season. And my granddaughter says, but it's always wine season, isn't it, Mom? Oh, yeah. Okay, great. That's good, daughter. All right, there we go. And now I've got my front. I probably shouldn't have put this one on here because I'm going to stamp some snowflakes, but that's okay. We'll make it work, right? And then this will go on top of here, just like that. So I'm not going to adhere it because I do need to put those snowflakes on. So what kind of snowflakes we want? I have been using several different snowflakes for this. I'm using this one from the Snowflake Wishes. It is going to be in Highland Heather and Balmy Blue, and we're going to stamp off for those. And if you want to see what the actual stamp set is, this is the stamp set, and I'm using this one right here. You could use a mix of the two of them, which would probably be really cool. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and try that. Let's see. Here's the other one. Here it is. I haven't used that stamp. Let's try to use all those stamps in there. And I will do this one on one side, one on the other. So I'm going to use Balmy Blue first. I'm going to use the big ones, and I'm going to stamp off so I get a lighter stamping. And it doesn't matter if you go all the way down and around because these are going to be covered up with snow and trees. But I just kind of want to give a little bit of a snowy impression to the top. Now I'm just going to cover this back up. And I'm going to use some of this Highland Heather. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp off and then mix these right in there. All right, that didn't stamp off very well, but there you go. We don't need a whole lot, just a few snowflakes, and I can cover those little boo-boos up with some snowflakes itself. So, you know, anytime you make a mistake, that's just room for more embellishment. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side because we're done doing this right now. Next, we're going to go ahead and make our trees. Let me put these out of the way so I don't lose them. And I've already got the trees set up on my Stamparatus so that you can see them. And we're going to use one sheet of 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of Whisper White. And I am in love with the stamp set. This is a stamp set I saw a lady by the name of Sherry use. And there is nothing that she has done that I don't like. It's probably by far one of my favorite sets out of the catalog right now. And that's hard. That's really hard for me to do because my last set that I loved so much was the Ornate Garden Suite. And man, just trying to make sure I've got it in the right spot. Now, if you're confused as to how I'm doing, why I'm doing this a particular way, this is why. This is my little scrap piece. I want to make sure everything fits here because this is actually one piece and it will all fit on there perfectly. I'm just making sure I have it in the right order. There we go. So it should go just like that. Okay, so it will work. I'm just making sure, see how they're all lined up? And this will be two of the cutouts that we're going to do with the dies. So there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color them. I just wanted to make sure I had it placed in the right place. And we're going to stamp them twice with inside color and once with the outline. I'm trying to make sure I put I have broken pieces of magnets because I didn't listen and I didn't put, washi tape around mine to be able to pick them up. So there we have it. So I'm going to start with some balmy blue on my trees. And I'm going to do this side. This is going to be the pretty, I don't know if you can see it. It's just the coloring of it. So I'm going to do the whole tree in balmy blue. The whole thing. And then we'll come back with some of the Highland Heather. And we'll dab some of it off to trying to figure out where to put this. Let me put this over here. There we go. And I have a foam piece underneath here. And if you're here, make sure you tell me you're watching. Love to be able to call you out. And if you would love to share what I'm doing today, that would be awesome. You can like it, share it. I will put this on my YouTube channel. And then you can subscribe so you'll always know when I put something new up. Now we're going to take our Highland Heather, and I'm going to take a sponge or a sponge dauber, whatever you choose to use. I'm trying to find my sponges that are clean because, I have to bring them back and forth between the house and the she shed, and, it is what it is. All right, I have a nice little dirty sponge. It's clean, but it looks really bad. So I'm just going to sponge now some of my trees. I'm just going to sponge sides of them just to give them a little bit of color. And you can always add more of this if you'd like. And you probably won't see it very well at first. And you don't. So I'm going to make sure I get some color in here. And if this doesn't work enough, you can always take up and use a ink spot to get some of those colors. There we go. It gave it a little bit of a thing, but I probably had too much balmy blue on there. But you won't notice the difference. Now we're going to take the shaded spruce, and we're going to do our trees on the top here. And I'm going to color all of them, all the way. And I've already lined them up so that they're going to hit perfectly onto my trees, which you will see in just a moment. See? That's the beauty of the Stamparatus. I am in love with this tool. Without this tool, oh, we're missing a tree. Where'd the tree go? That's not good. This one didn't stamp very well. Here. There we go. Now they look much better. I'm just trying to find my other tree. That's not good. Oh, he's around here somewhere, but in the she shed, I don't have any time to go hunting her up. So we're just going to kind of color that one in and hide it. So, all right, there you go. There's that. We're going to move this out of the way, and we'll take care of this and clean it up and find our other tree in a few minutes. I've had them over on my other little desk where I do all my stamping because I've been using this all week because the whole week is all about in the pines. So now what we're going to do is take that big shot back out and we're going to cut up these trees. Let me close this ink because if I don't close the ink, then we'll have a big mess. All right, so we're going to cut these out, and I have all of my dies up here. Thought maybe my tree was in here, but it is not. These are all of the dies that come with the set, and we're going to cut all of them out, and then a few extras. Okay, so we have this one right here to cut out all 3 of these trees, and you line them up. Now, if you want to put washi tape on there to hold it in, you can. That's entirely up to you. And we've got this little beauty right here. Line that one up. And got this little one right here. Sometimes this one doesn't go on there all the way. Let's see what that. And then we have this one, which goes here. Then we have this one goes here, I do believe. And it's okay if your little limb gets cut off a little bit. You mainly want to get this part for this particular card. Then we have this one that's going to go. I'm going to actually wait to do these two because I don't want to mess up these. Now the beauty of this stamp set is it actually has tree stems that would go all the way through these trees as well, so you could color a stem in them so that you could see the branches and whatnot. And we're just going to cut these out. So Sherry, have you been traveling anymore? All right, we've got them all cut out. I'm going to take all these off. And move these back to my board. My magnetic plate over here. Take these off for our card. Goes down there. And then we're going to cut out these other 2. This one should be here. Go in a little more. There we go. And this one's more important to do first, especially since we're going to have to cover up some of that other tree that I did. It does fit. I have done it a gazoople of times. There we go. Perfect. And I know it looks crowded and it looks like it's not all on there, but if there is a tiny bit of it that's missed, you'll never know it. And the beauty of these is they have done something with their dies that you don't need to run them through more than once. They come right out. Here we go. 2 pretty little trees. And we're going to put that in the trash. Put these over here. And we're going to go, before we do anything else, I want to emboss these trees. I am going to take these trees and emboss them in the subtles. You can do the subtles, or you could actually, let's do the evergreen, my other favorite folder. It's in here. Here it is. This one. When you do this one, the backs of your trees get this detail in it that is just beautiful. So I'm just going to stick these in randomly. So they're going to get a little bit of that detail on the actual tree. Okay. Stick this like this. I believe we need the blue. Nope. Can't use this this plate. I never did get the patterns the way you're supposed to do all of these correct. So it's a lot of playing for me. Now, I will say that is one thing they did do well with the new emboss and cut machine is that everything is labeled for you, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, see your little details that come out on this? Look how fantastic those look. If I can get it out of here. There we go. And it takes off a little of those extras. But look at the detail in that for these little trees. So it makes them look super 3D. All right, and I think we're done with the big shot. Yay! Put that out of the way. Oh no, we're gonna have to cut out some snow. That's okay, we can get that out in just a second. All right, so now we've got our trees cut out. Got lots of little trees. Now this one, it didn't cut out all of the pieces parts. Oh, and you can see I've got my sweater on today. It's 50 degrees here. You're staying home. I don't blame you, Sherry, with all this craziness going on in the world right now. We haven't gone anywhere. I'm supposed to go to NOLA in November, but I don't think it's going to happen. My best friend's getting married, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to miss it because I'm trying to go see my mom for Thanksgiving. Yeah, don't you like that? Isn't that pretty? I want to go see my mom for Thanksgiving, and she's like, if you go to NOLA, you can't come here. My mom's been sick, so I definitely want to go see her. So, you know, I'm going to watch my friend's wedding via the internet. And I'm really sad about it because I knew her soon-to-be husband in high school, and they were dating then. And, you know, I just kind of helped that thing along. You know, sometimes it should have happened then. All right, here's our tree. Got all the pieces poked out. Great little trees. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. Hi, Barbara. How are you? I see you. If you missed it, we just embossed these trees with the woodland embossing folder. And now we're going to put the trees on here. Or we're going to layer them. We're not going to put them on just yet because we have other stuff to do. So I kind of want to see how they're going to go. Now, yes, these trees need some color, and I can't find my stamp. Shame on me. That's okay. I think we can hide it. I have an extra over here from before. So I think we'll be able to hide that up a little bit. So before we do this, we're going to take our base. I'm going to find my base. I moved it. Here it is. And we've got to do our inside. Now, my inside, I've got my lovely little girl here. I don't have anything here, so I can put this here. And we're going to put a piece of snow. And I actually think I'm going to cut a piece so it goes all the way down so that she has snow underneath her. But I just want to make sure where she's at before I go and glue her down. So I'm going to put this here. But she's right on a snowdrift. So I'm going to kind of mark that with a pencil, something I can erase, just so I know where to go. And I'm going to use one that is just like that, but a little bit bigger. See, I've already got one cut. So we're just going to go hair up. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and then trim the back part of it. But before I put it down, I'm going to put some sponging of my blue on the snow. Because, you know, snow is not necessarily white. It's always got a little bit of color. So I'm putting a little bit of color to my snow, so to speak. And you could run this through the embossing folder as well to give it some dimension on the inside. Matter of fact, let's do that. I think that would be pretty. Actually, let's trim it up first. See how big I need it to be. I need it to be at about here. I need it to be 1 3/4. So I'm going to trim this up to 1 3/4. We're all trimmed up to 1 3/4. It should fit nicely right in it. That's okay. We'll move it down just a hair, and we'll erase that piece. So let's go ahead and emboss this. I'm gonna go ahead and emboss it off the screen because you've already seen it. So we're taking this embossing folder again, just placing it in here, and we're gonna run it back through the big shot. All right, and see, you can see the trees, but it kind of just looks like a mess. And I'm going to take this sponge, and I'm just going to sponge some of these pieces. So you have the different highs and lows of the snow. And then we're just going to put this in the card. Just glue that down. I'm going to go ahead and erase my line here, even though my line was pointless because I overcut. Or undercut, should I say. But that's okay. Mistakes happen, and it's all right. And I'm using my tape runner again because I'm on live, and I don't want to wait forever for it to dry. So how are you doing today, Barbara? Is things calming down at home? And we'll just lay it right here on the edge. There we go. Got that down. We're gonna take our little gnome lady. Make sure she peeks out. And you really can put her anywhere in the circle. You'll just arrange your trees around her. So I'm gonna take and just go ahead and glue her. Let's go ahead and stamp our snowflakes first. We're going to do just like we did before, and we're going to stamp some snowflakes. Now these snowflakes again are from the snowflake bushes, and I'm just going to keep this closed and literally stamp all the way, and I'm not going to stamp off. So this way, if I get them a little on this, it's okay because it's not going to show, because we're going to take that and then cover it up with the rest of the paperwork, the rest of the paper. And we're going to use some Highland Heather for the little snowflakes. And there we go. And we'll put just a little bit more right there. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to put her down. Make sure she's in the circle. There we go. And I'm going to glue her down. Yes, Barbara, I understand. When the hurricane season, I am so grateful I am not there. I'm sorry for y'all. I feel for you, but I don't miss it. So one thing I do not miss. I'm just going to put her right here. There we go. So she was there. There we go. Now I'm going to set this aside so that this can dry a little bit because I don't want to have all my trees stuck. Although I do need to see where she's going to go. All right, so now we can go ahead and put this on top. And Barbara, if you missed the beginning of it, I will have this pre-recorded so you can go back and watch and get an idea of how to do it. I'm sure, I know a lot of people are telling me that they miss me. I miss being down in NOLA more than you all will ever know. I especially we watched the Saints game, my husband watched it Monday, which was a sad game apparently. But I missed it when we went to watch it on, I got that really crooked. A week ago, we went and watched it. Oh, I told him, I said, I can't watch it anymore. He's like, why? I said, because I miss home too much. This has got all the food, all the city, and it breaks my heart. I can't do it. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. We're going to watch the game. We have a little bar that we go to, and that's where we watch it. It's called Marty's. All right, got that, and I'm going to have a seat again now. Woohoo! Now we're going to put our trees on. We're going to adjust where the trees are going, and then we'll make sure we get our our snow. So this may be our snow, but I'll probably cut out another piece of snow. That's too small. So I've got another piece somewhere in this mess to put here. So I'm going to figure out where my trees are going. And I like these in the front to kind of cover my boo-boo over here, coloring this one. So I'll probably put this one this way. That. And you just want to cover her face. You don't want to cover the tree. And then I'll probably put these in the back here. And then we've got an extra one we can stick up here. Just kind of give you an idea. And then we have this one to go on top. If you want to see the actual card, Barbara, there's two of them. I know you came in a little late. There's the two of them. So I'm kind of using them as my guide. All right, so let me get that piece of white so we can put our snow in there. Okay, here's another piece of white. Needs to be trimmed down a bit. All right, so your white's going to be 4, and you won't know how big you want it until you get your edges done. So I'm not even going to cut the bottom down. I'm just going to go ahead and put some snow on there. Moving all this stuff around so I can get back to my big shot. All right. And it is in this one. I'm going to find the kits too. All right, we've got this one, and I'm going to use this one for my snow so I can have varying heights. And I'm just going to cut this so that I have an edge, and then I'll cut the trim out after I figure out how long I want it to be. And it takes a minute to get it straight and not be a pain in the butt. Because, you know, the whole getting online today has been a royal pain in the butt. The whole thing wouldn't even work. It kept telling me it was not able to stream this video. It's like, okay, I don't know why. Nothing's changed since yesterday. Okay. So I'm going to have this here. Pull these out of my way for a minute. So I don't want to cover her up. All right, so I'm going to put this way because I don't want to cover her up with the big hill here. So we're going to put it this way. And I'm going to kind of fold it so I know where to cut it. Because I did not cut it at first. I mean, you could go measure it, but I'm going to go cut it so we'll have a straight line. I'll be right back. So if you want to have a measurement from the highest point, it was 2 inches. So we're going to put this here, but I'm going to raise it on some pop dots. And I don't know, do you girls think I should go ahead and emboss it like I did the one on the inside here? Emboss? Yay, nay. Yay, yay, nay. I'm waiting for y'all to tell me. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of color on it first. Just got to figure out where my color's at on my. Don't know where it's at. Maybe it all dried up. Nay, no. Okay, Sherry, we will say no. Barbara says yes, one says no. Y'all are funny. We're going to put some blue on here, though. I definitely want some of the blue. And I might even put a little bit of blue in the, now on my actual other cards, I put some pool party in the snow. So it kind of blended with the background here, but I don't want it to all blend that much. And I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And that's what I use these for, the ends. I love the ends for this kind of stuff because I only want to put it on the ends. And have y'all had problems with shipping lately? I am just floored right now with the way shipping is going. It took me a month to get my In the Pines, and I have a customer that ordered, and it's been well over a month for her to get anything, and it's a little ridiculous. I'm just putting a little extra. Now I'm going to put this on top so that we can put our trees where we want them. Some of the trees will have dimensionals, some of them won't. I can get these covers off. Okay. Now, if you wanted to put your sentiment up here, that would be fine. You could put it on there first, but I'm going to probably put it on my vellum on top of the snow so that it wouldn't matter if it was embossed or not. All right, now let's get these trees. Where's my colored ones? I made them all, and I can't find them. They're hiding in my other pines. Okay. So now we've got lots of trees. This one's going to go in the back. I like it back there because we want to hide it as much as we can. This one will come down enough to cover her face. But you really still want to see that tree back there. Now we're going to put this one on the top so you can see it. Nope, it's going to have to come over here. So why don't we put this one here? What you think? It covers up most of her face. This one in the back. And just put some glue on. We're just going to cover her face up a little bit. And I'm using clear glue, so if it does show on this on the circle piece, it won't be on her, and it won't be stuck to your card. There. And then we can take one of these little guys and put it right over with a pop dot. Or dimensional, whatever you want to call that. And I'm going to put two of those on there. And that should pretty much cover her up and just leave it in the pines. So all you see is her little hat, which is really cute. Yes, USPS is incredibly slow. You haven't gotten your paper pumpkin kit either. Wow. I stopped my paper pumpkin. So I'm not worried about it. And then we're going to have this white one over here. Right there. And then we'll put this white one. It's trying to break on me. It almost makes me want to go cut another one. And we'll have this one over here. And then we'll put this here. What you think? Good? Got this guy here. There we go. We have extra. That's okay. I'm actually going to take the tip of this one off because it keeps trying to break. It's not what I would want to do, but it is what it is. Now with these little ones from Stampin' Up here, I use the little bitty ones, and in some places where you can't put the whole dimensional, I'm just trying to figure out which side I want to be the front. When I can't put the whole dimensional down, I will cut it in half. And it should be able to get that one there. And it is white, so you really don't see it all that much. So I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy down because now that we've embossed him, he is really fragile. And then we're going to glue this one down because it's stuck to it. And I do like that clear glue. This one goes underneath. This one goes on the top. Here we go. Put that down just like that. And then we're going to put this in here. Pop this one up. Some more dimensionals on him. Ah! It's sticking to my fingers, girls. That's not good. I'm going to put that one right there. Then we'll put this here. Here. Yeah, it's good. All right, and glue. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't need a lot of glue on these. I know it seems like I'm covering up a lot, but it still gives it lots of dimension. And this one's going to get a little glue, or a little bit of dimensionals. And with this one, I'm going to have to cut this in half. That's the only way it's going to work, because it's so tiny. I keep looking back to make sure I haven't missed any conversation here. Because that's the one thing about this being live is I can't always see your comments. But I'm happy to say it's working now because we got on this morning and it was awful. It kept telling me it couldn't read the video. Like, well, okay, that's not good. All right. And there's the card in the inside. Boop. And now you could put your sentiment. You could cut it out of this and put it on here. I may cut it out. Let's see how this looks. I could put it on here and just stamp it. I may just even stamp it on there itself. I don't know. Let's see. Because I'm not crazy about how I'm not crazy how it looked on here. And you can read it and it's okay, but I don't know. I'm funny about that. So I think I'm just going to stamp it right on that piece of snow. And then we're going to put some snowflakes. And I'm using shaded spruce for the sentiment. And yes, I know this will probably come out really bad because it's on, I'm trying to get my foam pad so I can stamp this. And of course, I've got ink everywhere and all over me. That's okay. We'll cover it up again. I'm going to come in here and just plop her down. And you know me, it's whatever happens. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Woohoo! Normally I would have done that beforehand, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do because I'm tweaking them. I don't want my cards to be exactly the same this year. So now I've got some snowflakes that I have cut out. Just have to, here they are. They're on my little desk here. I've got some balmy blue snowflakes cut out. I can put them in here, and I think I'm going to put one down here and one up here. And then I've got some gems, some of these gems that we can put wherever we want. And I am using dimensionals for these, and I am cutting it in half, one for each one, because actually, no, I don't think I'm going to use dimensionals for the snowflakes. They don't stay on very well with the dimensionals, and unless you're doing a layering effect with these, I don't think it works all that well. Put this one over here. Let's go over here. And then we'll take the other one. And I know it's right here, and I can't see it. There it is. Literally right in front of my face. Thank you, Barbara. I tweak everything I do when I go live because you never know what's going to happen. It might not actually be the same. when you see my live as what the picture looks like. And then we're going to just slide this right in here. Yeah, and then I'm going to put a few little embellishments. I'm going to use some of these darker ones. Put a darker one in here. Now you could use the bigger ones like I did in my other card and put them anywhere you like and then put the dimensional underneath it. That would be something you could do. And one more. There we go. There we go. There's our card. When you open her up, she's got her pretty little thing in here, and I'm going to put a sentiment that says one more thing, and it's going to be in the shaded spruce again. And here's my little block. And this one's from the Gnome set, and it says a little Christmas wish. And I'm just going to stamp it up here. There you go. A little Christmas wish. What you guys think? I like it. It looks great. I am using a Tombow glue. It's just a clear glue from Michael's that I got. And I used my coupon, of course. So it's similar to what we get from Stampin' Up, but it's been on back order. This is just a multi-glue with broad tip. Same thing, but this is clear. This dries clear, but I don't know. I just picked this up. But I like scrappy glue is my favorite. Thank you, Sherry. I think it's kind of cute. So there's all 3 of my cards. And like I said, they're all going to be a little different. All the same sentiments. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm going to put it on YouTube. Like it, share it, and I will be thrilled with that. And also, don't forget today is the 15% off of well over, I think, 50 stamps. So check it out. See if there's anything that you wanted and get that 15% off because, hey, that'll at least cover the shipping. But make sure it's not something you really, 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 really want like tomorrow because it ain't coming anytime soon. I hate to say that. It took a month for stamps to get here, and it's ridiculous. And they're in stock, so I don't get it. But anyway, you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming, Sherry and Barbara, and we'll talk to you all next week. Bye.